Hi there! So last week I talked about how you don't have to justify your mental illness and disorder, and I thought I could do a video about my experience as a scuba diver that has mental disorder. So a quick disclaimer first, I am not a doctor, I am a dive master and I've been diving for about more than 10 years, and I've been struggling with mental disorder and anxiety and depression for some time, since I want to say 13, so more than 10 years again. So the first thing I want to say is that I have never been put on medication. I have been advised to and I refused for just the reason I wanted to keep diving, because medication, especially this kind, can work on your blood flow, and that can create and increase the risk of diving accidents. So the first thing I would advise you to do is to talk to a specialist, not just your doctor or the one who prescribed you the medication, but a scuba diving specialist, or Dan, which is an insurance specialized company, not sponsored by the way, but they are great guys. They can direct you to a specialist near you, so that could be a good idea for you if you're struggling and have to take your medication. If you don't have to take your medication, you can go off your medication for the time of your vacation, maybe a day or two prior to the first dive. You might want to tell your dive master, your instructor, or your buddy that you are having anxiety issue or whatever you're going through, just so they know how to react if you have a panic attack or something. In the PADI medication assessment, they say that untreated panic disorder, mental disorder, and claustrophobia are high risk of diving accidents. So I was struggling with panic disorder and still am, but I can dive. So I think the most important thing is that people know how to react if something happened, and that you know how to decrypt when a panic attack is coming. I have had one panic attack, and not really a panic attack, but a dive where I wasn't okay at all, and finally I passed out during this dive, so I'm really happy that my instructor knew how to react to that. At this time I wasn't diagnosed with anxiety, so I didn't know it was that, but looking backwards I know that's what happened. I would also recommend you to be very careful toward nitrogen narcosis. That happens below 40 meters. That happens to everybody. The nitrogen reacts with your blood flow, and everybody reacts differently. So I know that I kinda feel awkward under the 40-meter mark. Some people feel great and want to keep diving. Some people remove their regulator, but you need to be aware that this is gonna happen. Something is gonna happen, and if you have panic attacks, that could affect the way you dive. So if you don't feel comfortable diving under 40 meters, just let your instructor know and let them know why. You don't have to tell them in front of everybody. You can just take the instructor apart and say, hey, by the way, I struggle with that. Some instructor and dive master might not know what mental disorder are. Just if you say to someone, I have anxiety, and they'll go, yeah, you're just stressed, it's okay. It might be uncomfortable. That's why I really like to dive with my buddy, that is Nick, because he knows what it's like and he knows how I react when I have a panic attack. So that could be a little bit tricky. If you don't feel like diving, call out the dive. If your dive master or the instructor you're diving with is not comprehensive, just find another dive center. I'm sorry, there is people who don't understand mental disorder, who never will. It could be very difficult to deal with them, but put your health first. I know that diving is beautiful therapy. I kept diving and I felt better than I have ever been underwater, but some situation has to be addressed. you can't control your blood flow or things like that. Even if you're not under antidepressant medication, it could be just you just have issues. You have to just say, I can't dive, I just need to stop the dive. And I think that's very important for the dive master and you to just put your health first. So I hope this video helps you to just identify what you can and can't do with mental disorder and scuba diving. I don't have all the knowledge, I just have my personal experience and 10 years of diving, being a dive master and seeing a lot of things. So I just can't tell you what I've been, what I've experienced. If you experience anything else, please let me know in the comment section. I'm sure it can help a lot of people. And if you have any other question, any other subject that you would like me to cover, please let me know. I am doing a scuba diving themed video regarding a special subject every month. So you can subscribe to get notified every time I upload a video about scuba diving or my travel. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!